Okay, so today is December 2nd, and the topic of today's lecture from the book Affirmations for the Inner Child by Raquel Lerner is anger. I allow my anger to have a voice. Living in my dysfunctional home was like sailing a boat through a hurricane. I lived in fear of being capsized by sudden outbursts and unpredictable rages. Don't yell at me, one or the other of my parents would shout. I'm the adult, you're the child. Go to your room. I received plenty of anger, but I could not express my own. I was terrified of the anger of others. I tried to keep my world calm. Because I have not learned to express my own anger, it comes out sideways. It whines, it masks itself with false sweetness. Sometimes my anger is hidden even from me and I become depressed. Today I will permit my inner child to express anger. When I allow my anger to speak with its own voice, it delivers its message succinctly and waits for an answer. I am not afraid of my anger. Well, yes, this is the reading of today. Well, I have to say, it's most readings lately have had a long consideration section, right? Typically, I don't do that. I try to keep my consideration section short. But the topics of the lectures has become well quite deep, basically, right? Anger, right? Anger is a feeling which I try to control a lot, right? Today's lecture goes completely uh, into a very personal level, right? Anger. I have to say I don't agree with anger, right? I don't understand anger. It pisses me off actually. Watching people get angry all the time, especially when they get angry at others, right? Especially because most things people get angry at are so stupid, so simple, so unimportant, right? So I just don't feel the need to express anger. That's my personal position on this. I mean, anger. I mean, I don't understand it. Uh, it's like people use anger as a way of putting their foot down most of the cases, right? In some situation or another, in any situation, right? Uh, or in any situation or another, right? I mean, they just want to put their foot down, right? And the way they try to do it is just having anger outbursts, right? And for me, that is just rage, and rage is a sin. Of course, most people associate rage with physical violent outbursts, but you can also have rage with verbal outbursts, right? And I just don't understand it. I mean, it's so uh, stressful to do it. I don't know. I mean, I cannot remember the last time that anger got into me. I mean, I just don't allow it. So, am I being like the lecture says, afraid to express my anger? I would say, well, absolutely, perhaps, most of the cases, right? Uh, but it's just that I don't find that quite important. I mean, because the way things people put themselves at is that I mean those needs that people are trying to reflect or that position that people are trying to impose is so they are so lame, or so, I don't know, so basic, so simple to do something else, or just not care too much about what they're saying. And in the end, I mean, those are things that they cannot control, and you can get away with doing something else very easily and not really care too much about it, right? And they never win at the end. I mean, it's not worth it. For me, it's not worth expressing that anger. I mean, why? There has to be a reason, a real reason to say, yes, I'm gonna get mad at. Especially in this country in which I live in, where there are bursts of anger everywhere for the stupidest reasons. One sees that and one was like, what? I mean, really? Are you going to make a tantrum out of it? So, and yes, that's what it is. People get tantrums. You have to be mature enough to learn or to understand when to express your anger, and if it's really, really, really necessary. I would advise that more than just saying, well, I mean, it's not good to allow a child. I mean, it's not that it's not good. Of course, if someone tries anger, right, and if, as it says, I mean, children could get uh, controlled easily with anger. And well, that implies fear. I mean, that implies children to be afraid, right, of their adults. And that's the easy escape for adults to control their children too, right? Of course, I mean, trying to control a child in today's society has become increasingly difficult for parents, especially because there are laws that say that, well, you cannot shout at a child, you cannot hit them, you cannot punish them in most ways that were common in the time that this book was written. And that's also true. I mean, one sees a child being punished aggressively, one could go to jail for that, or one could, even in third world countries. I mean, nowadays there are laws that protect children from that type of behavior from their parents. So again, I just don't find the reading too necessary, right? There are other ways. Again, I don't think, I mean, yes, I have seen teenagers being bullied by adults, and that is, it seems wrong to some extent. But it also seems that, well, the teenager is very capable of controlling that or understanding it without having to go too deep into that psychologically, I guess. I mean, that's my position. And for my perspective, the way I see it is just the reading is just telling you to be angry just because, or just not understanding the implications of, or the possible consequences, or just if it's necessary, right? At the end, you have to understand a really good reason for you to try to do it, or just try to express a discomfort with something, right? And that discomfort doesn't have to come necessarily with anger. Yes, you can speak about your discomfort in certain situations, but you don't have to put yourself in the shoes of other people and do whatever it is that they say. That just escalates more and more and more. It's not necessary. It's not a good idea, and well, that's just the way I see it, right? Uh, you can be really, really calm and not and express discomfort and express a negative thought, or just a disagreement with someone, and not get into their spiral of negativity all the time. That's my point of view on this. If you like the reading and my comments about it, please give it a thumbs up, leave any comments below, share it through social media, and as always, if uh, Providence allows it, we will meet each other in a different day.